Chris Hemsworth did a 4-day fast, swam in 36 degrees Fahrenheit Arctic waters, and faced his 10x genetic risk of Alzheimer's. What he learned about longevity and mental resilience. What does it take to push the limits of the human body, test your own mortality, and come out stronger, physically and emotionally? That's exactly what actor Chris Hemsworth set out to discover in the enlightening docu-series Limitless, a deep exploration into the science of longevity and human potential. In a conversation with physician and longevity expert Dr. Peter Attia, Hemsworth opened up about the behind-the-scenes journey the show led him on, from rigorous physical feats to personal awakenings. Beyond the cold immersions and rope climbs, Hemsworth also confronted something much more profound: his own genetic risk for Alzheimer's disease. This isn't just a story about physical transformation. It's about redefining health, embracing vulnerability, and taking control of your future. Jump to show. Limitless was supposed to be a 3-week shoot. It took 2.5 years instead. When director Darren Aronofsky first called Chris Hemsworth with the idea for Limitless, it sounded straightforward. A short 3-week shoot. Some physical challenges. Dive into the science of longevity. See what happens. But like many projects around that time, the pandemic dramatically reshaped the timeline. What was once a sprint turned into a full-blown marathon, stretching over 2.5 years. It transformed in the best way, Hemsworth explained. The extra time allowed us to expand the depth of the science and gave me time to evolve, not just physically, but mentally. From movie star to guinea pig, why Hemsworth almost said no. Despite being a global superstar known for playing the invincible Thor, Hemsworth had one big hesitation. This wasn't acting. It was a lot harder to be myself than a character, he admitted. I had to be vulnerable, authentic. There was no mask this time. Over time, though, that shifted. He built deep trust with the experts guiding each episode, which allowed him to go all in on the challenges and share his genuine reactions. Pushing the limits. 4 days without food. One of the most memorable episodes featured a 4-day water-only fast. It was Hemsworth's first time attempting any kind of prolonged fasting, a lifestyle practice shown to promote cellular repair and reduce inflammation when done safely. I didn't feel the clarity people talk about until day 4, he recalled. But once it hit, something shifted. My energy kicked in, and we went spearfishing. That's when it clicked. As Dr. Attia noted, intermittent and multi-day fasting can trigger autophagy, a process where your body clears out damaged cells and regenerates newer, healthier ones. For Hemsworth, surviving the emotional and physical challenge was a breakthrough in itself. The coldest challenge, swimming in 36 degrees Fahrenheit Arctic waters. Cold plunges are trending, but Hemsworth took it to a new level, diving into near-freezing Arctic waters off the coast of Norway for several minutes. This wasn't a casual ice bath. It felt like burning oil, he said. At one point I got so dizzy I almost threw up mid-swim. My body was shutting down while my brain screamed to stop. Keeping pace with elite endurance expert Ross Edgley, Hemsworth swam to a buoy, against icy waves and his own self-doubt. Upon finishing, he had to be physically lifted from the water. And yet, what followed was a sense of euphoria and calm. I've never felt anything like it. The science suggests cold exposure triggers a flood of neurotransmitters, including dopamine, norepinephrine, and endorphins, an instant mood reset. Strength is more than muscle, it's about longevity. We all know Hemsworth is strong. But for the series, the physical focus wasn't just on aesthetics, it was function. According to Attia, grip strength and muscular endurance are two of the most predictive measures of lifespan. After initially preparing to pull a car across terrain, Hemsworth pivoted due to injuries and instead prepared to climb a 100-foot rope suspended over a massive canyon in Australia's Blue Mountains. I'd never climbed anything like it, he said. It was pure willpower. At one point during training, he tore ligaments in his ankle. But with a lighter training load and steep calorie cutback, he clawed his way to the top. Genetic analysis revealed Hemsworth has genetic advantages in fast-twitch muscle fiber development, useful for power and strength, especially as we age. Facing his genetic risk for Alzheimer's. In one of the most vulnerable moments of the series, Hemsworth learned that he carries 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, placing him at an 8 to 10 times higher risk for developing Alzheimer's. Only about 1% of the population carries this genetic combination. It shook me, he admitted. I spent days reflecting. But then it became a call to action. Experts like Dr. Attia emphasized it's not a death sentence. With lifestyle changes involving quality sleep, diet, cardiovascular training, and stress modulation, the risk, while higher, can be extensively reduced. It's a blessing in disguise, Hemsworth said. Now I have a roadmap to protect my brain and help others do the same. turning recovery into a health ritual. From ice baths to saunas, Hemsworth has embraced recovery as a core element of health, not just for muscle repair, but for mood, inflammation, and immunity. I see a huge difference in how I sleep and how I feel, he said. Both he and Dr. Attia agree. Regular sauna use may offer cardiovascular benefits, similar to exercise, due to the rise in heart rate and core body temperature. Emotional resilience. The final episode hit the hardest. Perhaps the most powerful story of all was the final episode, where Hemsworth underwent a deeply personal, immersive experience simulating the final stages of life in a retirement facility. Wearing a full-body aging suit, surrounded by real-life seniors, Hemsworth spent days confronting mortality, loss, and meaning. The result? A heartfelt shift in perspective. "I've been sprinting through life," he confessed. "It made me realize what actually matters: the time with my family, the weekends at home, the tiny moments."